sick and tired of this, Bruno. Maybe you could find a girl. Become a man.
I'm Bruno. And you?
I don't know. I remember something. I escaped.
Escaped?
They took her.
Who do you work for?
No one. I have to find her.
I know where to start.
Let's go get her.
Fitch, you copy?
I'm here, what's up?
You're not gonna believe what I'm seeing right now.
All right, Marko Zaror, how you doing? It's so great to talk to you again. We just talked a little while ago for Diablo, so anytime I get a chance to talk to you or Scott, I just talked to Scott for Prisoner of War, so it's like a 1-2 punch here. So I'm super excited. Listen, I saw this at the Big Bad Film Fest. Affinity, we're talking about your new movie. I was shocked when I learned that this was your first leading role in an English language movie, because you've done so many English language movies. But yeah, you've always co-starred or you were the villain. So this is your first time out, and boy, you crushed it, man. Talk about this movie and how did you come up with it? How did it all come about?
Thank you, man. Thank you. This movie started a long time ago with the idea, and the question is like, with all the technology that is happening, and that we're playing God, right? We're creating as humans between AI, cloning, and we're experimenting this, and it's what's going to happen with the moments that we create as human beings, and we connect, and the affinity that is created when you dedicate time to someone, right? How you replicate that is going to be the same result. Can you replicate that in a lab? And that's the big question. And that question was the motivation and the trigger to create this story. And I have many collaborators, and I have a vision how to do it, and a lot of influence, that I have watching the movies, growing up with Ernesto, like the influence from David Lynch, Takashi Miike, and then more action, straightforward movies like Taken. So it's like, I wanted to create a movie that can present this question to the audience in a cool action martial arts story that is always kind of with that feeling that you're not really sure what you're seeing, kind of thing, and I like that especially in Asian cinema, like Miike is very good to see that. One of my favorite movies is Audition. And you're watching this and you're like so invested, and then at the same time you're like, oh, know what you're seeing, and why you're feeling this weird uncomfortable thing, and then everything feels, but then you realize that maybe it's part of the imagination. I love that conflict, when I love that. And then I also like the feeling of the movie Taken, where you kind of following the character and you're discovering, with the character, like the audience doesn't know more than the character.
Right.
Everything the character is seeing is what the audience is seeing, and it's tough. That was a tough challenge. Let me tell you, because it's like how you tell a story and tell a movie and you engage with characters is if you're only from one perspective. So that was a cool exercise,
Absolutely. So did you feel like, so since this was your leading role, English language debut. Like, I mean, you've done movies in North America in the past, but did you feel any sense of pressure? Like, hey, this is like my first. I'm the star of this film. Before you were backing other people up, but you're it in this one. So did you feel any added pressure while doing it?
Well, no, you're so invested and you want to do the best. Every movie that I engage is like I pull all my passion and I go 200%. So I'm not thinking on that. I'm just thinking on how I could do the best job possible. And that, like started from Chile, in Kiltro, Mirage Man, Mandrill, The Fist of the Condor.
Yes.
It's like I want to deliver a cool story and something that people can relate. So it's the same thing. It's like, of course, you feel that pressure, but it's the same pressure I feel in every movie I get involved. I don't like to do just one thinking that is just one more. I always see the movie as the most important movie that I'm doing is this one. There's no more, right? It's like I like to be passionate of what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the director, Brandon Slagle. I've talked to him in the past too. He's one of the go-to guys, it seems like nowadays, for independent action cinema. So talk about working with him as a director. What did he bring to the table for the movie?
Yeah, well, in this one was a little different, and I was very glad that I met him because he helped me to put together the team to make this movie possible, right? Even though it was my script, I had a very clear vision of what I wanted for this film, for every shot, I wanted to do this movie for so long that I already had planned everything. I knew exactly what the characters need to look like, the relationship. I was so, clear, right? But then he came along to help me put together the team to accomplish that. So he introduced me to Nicolo, the DP. He, Louis, big friend of him. He came on board, and it was perfect to start putting the pieces to make this film a reality.
Absolutely. Now, like, again, like it's in Thailand, and then that was the perfect landscape where it's like its own character. But let's talk about your supporting cast. You got Louis Mandylor, for God's sakes. He's phenomenal in front and behind the camera. Brooke Ence, I was not familiar with her really, but she was phenomenal in this movie. So talk a little bit about them. You couldn't have better backup for this movie. And of course, Brahim, Chab, we'll get to him in a second. But first, talk about those first two.
Yeah, Brooke was a big surprise for me, and I was so happy that Adele brought her in.
Yep.
That role was a male character in the script, but then he was like, "Listen."
I figured that it was. Yeah, when I was watching.
Yeah, but then it worked out so good. I love so much the relationship of the three, like Louis, me, and her. It was different. There was a lot of humanity there, and every character was so unique. I don't know. I think it was a well accomplished, and she did an amazing job. Like, she's very tough. Of course, her physicality and amazing skills helped so much to put together the fight scenes, and she was on point all the time. I wanted to rehearse. I wanted to make it look good. So yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. So again, of course you're known for your action. Like I said, I just mentioned that I had talked to Scott recently for his new movie coming out. You guys are connected together, so it's awesome, and that you guys are going to be working together in the future. But let's talk about the action, because that's what everybody wants to hear too. So, like, how did you approach it in this one? Because I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a move you do in the end fight where you do like this trick, you do this flip, and then you break into this MMA like grappling pose. I'm like, I don't even know how you did it. And it was just phenomenal. So how did you approach the action in this? And talk about Brahim Chab, which of course praise Krieger. You fight him. Could have had a better opponent for the movie.
Yeah, well, I was lucky to have Brahim. He's an amazing martial artist. He's been working in the industry for so long. He has a very good vision on how to put fights together. So we kind of co-create this thing together. We got together in a gym. We start like doing little sparring and trying things, and like he's also into MMA. So we had a good time together, and we wanted to push ourselves, so we didn't want to cut. We wanted to show the camera as an observer and let the audience enjoy this moment of these two guys just fighting, right? And And that's why the camera was a very specific way to shoot this, but also made it so complex. It was very hard. But luckily in Thailand, we had an amazing Steadicam operator, and like we were able to accomplish that.
And,
So
and
there
that's what
was
I
a
wanted
very
to say
big
to you.
challenge.
Yeah, with the shots, like again, like we always talk about shaky cam and bad edits and stuff like that. But you, like, again, I love it when I'm watching a movie, and I know like when I'm going to watch one of your movies, you guys get it, and you're going to have the shots, and you're going to see everything. But like, I just love how you had a little bit of gun fu, you had an empty hand, and of course you had the swords and the weapons and stuff. So talk about merging all that together into one cohesive unit, because that was just awesome from beginning to end.
Yeah, what I wanted with that is like, I was in Thailand, so I let the Thai stunt team, be part of this a lot, and bring all these ideas and weapons. So I kind of immersed myself in their world, and that was a great experience for me, because I haven't done a lot of weapon stuff, in my career. So I let them write a little bit and take the pilot, place, but then I start adding my own flavor and my own vision into how to bring those elements into the movie, into the fights, and yeah, they were amazing, man. They had a really good team that we were able to put it together, and I wanted to, I didn't want it to look like a Thai fighting movie, but I didn't want to miss those elements. So I wanted to let them do their work and how they move at their language, and then come in and try to shake it a little bit without losing that nice, beautiful element. You know what I'm saying? So it was a nice challenge.
Absolutely. I only got you for a couple more minutes, and again, I thank you so much for taking the time. Now, of course, you play Bruno in Ex Navy SEAL, who's suffering from PTSD. So, was that an important part to kind of put that in there and showcase that aspect of the character?
Oh yeah, of course, because I think that we want to have a broken human that finds an opportunity to give himself another, to be reborn through this other human that arrives, right?
Yes.
So we wanted to create that affinity through time, to then have this big dilemma at the end of the movie. So you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yes,
like,
absolutely. Yeah.
it's such an important moment, that you have a broken human being that through the affinity and through the conversations and through the experience with the other human being is able to recover and is able to come back to life, right? So that is so powerful, that then that's the unique thing we have as humans, that still is not possible to replicate
Right.
with an experiment or whatever. And that was the whole point of the movie.
I thought it was one of your best acting gigs ever, because, like I said, you could really see your transformation, your character arc from the beginning to the end of the movie. And like I said, I don't know if you saw my review, but the title of my review was a full throttle love story with a whole lot of ass kicking bravado. Because man, you brought it. And like I said, I'm just, it's unfortunate that I can't talk to you for longer about, because I really wanted to pick your brain. But that's for the future. In closing, can you just give us a little taste of anything you might be working on now? Because I'm sure I'm going to talk to you in the future about it.
Yeah, well, I have a boxing movie coming, Dancing in the Ring.
I saw something like
Chilean,
that. Yeah, but I
yeah,
had, yeah.
Chilean boxer in 1940s that travels to New York and fights the world title against Joe Louis. It's a
Okay.
big movie in Chile, theatrical release, big story, real life story, historical thing for my country, and it's like my Rocky movie. First time to have to do the action and choreograph and direct like boxing. It's another game. Very, very cool and very interesting.
Absolutely. Well, again, Mark, I can't think enough, and hopefully I get to talk to you about that, because I saw a little bit about it, but I haven't really dug into it. So I'm definitely going to dig into it. Put it on the site and everything. And again, like I said, I talked to Scott. You guys you're teasing us with another collaboration, and I joked around with him, and I said, you guys got to team up in the next one, man. Please, like you guys got to be on the same side in the next one.
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but
no, yeah,
but I think you guys are going to be happy.
Listen, anytime you two come together, how can we not be happy? And again, again, Affinity, it comes out on September 30th. And again, I got to see it early, and a great ass-kicking movie. You kick ass, everybody kicks ass in the movie. Action fans are going to love it. So, Marko, again, thank you for the time. And until we talk again, congratulations and good luck in the future.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support, man.
Absolutely. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later,
All
man.
right. Bye.